Shamilia here, coming back to you today with a video about myself. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. But I just wanted to make a video to give you a little bit of background on me and why I chose to make this YouTube channel and why it is so important to me. So let's just jump right into it. So, first, my name is Shamilia. Hey, how you doing? I am 43 years of age. I have 4 children. My children ages are 25, 18, 12, and 4. I'm a single mom. And I now live in Georgia, but I am from New Jersey. Shout out to Jersey. I was born and raised there, lived there the majority of my life. So I moved around a little bit, but I decided to make Georgia my home. I came to visit some years back and stayed for a little while, and then I decided to come back, and now I am here. I love it here. I found my peace here, and I'm just content with being in Georgia. So with that being said, the whole reason for me making this channel is to bring awareness to what I am going through. I know someone might be going through the very same thing and might not have a support system or just a place to come to where it's safe. So I decided to make a YouTube channel. So in April of 2020, I was diagnosed with gastric cancer. Now, a few months prior to that, I had keloids on my stomach from a procedure I had a few years back, and I had them removed, and they just kept growing back. So I went to the doctor. They recommend that I try to remove them again, and he was like, once we have them removed, I have there's no ways of not having them come back. So I was like, okay, fine, I'm with it. So I had them removed, I believe in October 2019. Yeah, October 2019. And after they were removed, I had to have light radiation on the area for like 3 days. So that would stop the cells from regenerating, just trying to grow again. So that worked. Everything was well. And right after I had the surgery, I was like, great. I'm going to get into the gym. I'm going to lose this weight. I'm going to lose this stomach. I was heavier than what I am now. So I said, I'm going to get myself together, lose this weight, lose this stomach. So, time went on. I started feeling sick. I was very bloated, gassy, nauseated, diarrhea, and then I was having trouble eating. I couldn't consume anything. If I take a small bite of maybe a potato chip, a sandwich, literally a bite, I was full. The feeling of fullness was real, and I couldn't understand why. What was going on. So I went to the doctor. They treated me for everything from freaking stomach virus, stomach flu. They gave me a GI cocktail, all types of things. So I kept going back. I kept going back to the urgent care, and I kept going back to the hospital. So this particular week, I was like, you know what? I was coming back from North Carolina. I was like, you know what? If I don't feel any better by Sunday, I'm going back to the hospital. So I went to Piedmont Newton. I went to the hospital, and they admitted me. Now, this is when COVID really started to just started, even more of an outbreak. It was really when they was locking it down, and real restrictions, were put in place. So my appointment for the gastrologist was canceled. So when they admitted me, it was crazy that the gastrologist that I was supposed to see was a resident at the hospital. So it was like, wow, you had an appointment, you were supposed to come see me, but due to COVID, we had to switch some things around. So he said, let's get those tests done, so we can find out what's going on with you. So I had a few tests ran. I had CT scans, endoscopic, ultrasounds. They just went in a little bit more, to, like I said, to see exactly what was going on. So I was, like I said, admitted for about 4 days, and then I was sent home with medication. They said that I had gastritis and something else. So everything was going well. I was starting to feel good again. It was very painful. So they, gave me pain medication and other medications to reduce the acid in my stomach and things of that nature. So going on, fast forward, I started to feel bad again. I'm like, well, geez, this medication is not helping. I said, you know what? If I don't feel better by Sunday, I'm going to call the doctor on Monday and, find out what's going on, if I could come back in and get some more tests run. So with that being said, I contacted Atlanta Gastrology and started talking to the receptionist. I was like, I need to make an appointment. So as soon as I said my name, she was like, hold on. She said, we've been trying to reach you, and the doctor needs to talk to you immediately. So she actually transferred me to his cell phone because he wasn't in. And I was like, I got a little nervous. Somebody said they want to talk to you and then transfer you to their cell phone, it's kind of important. So I'm like, oh, well, what the heck is going on? So he said, I'm sorry to do this. I have to do this with you over the phone. He said, but we've been trying to get in touch with you. This needs to be, attended to immediately. He said, but I'm sorry, Miss West, you have gastric cancer. So immediately, of course, there was a pause. I immediately became paused, couldn't hear nothing, just done at this point, especially losing my mother about 4 years prior to me being diagnosed. So I'm like, okay. And it was the weirdest thing. I think I was diagnosed on the day that she actually passed, if I'm not mistaken. But it was just crazy. So of course I got off the phone with him. My appointments were set, and I went upstairs and I told my niece, which is she's my niece, but she really is my daughter. I've had her since I was younger, but I'm not even gonna go into that. But I went upstairs and told my niece, and I just called on my, I told her, and I told my 18-year-old son. My oldest son wasn't here, so I told my 18-year-old son, what was going on. And of course it was very emotional for all of us. And but I said, we're gonna get through this, go to the doctor and see what, what's going on, what we gotta do. So that's what we did. I went to the doctor. He said, well, immediately you gotta have your port put in, and we're gonna have to start chemotherapy. So okay. So they went over, explained everything to me, what was going on in my abdomen, and things of that nature. So I had the procedure, I had the port put in. I actually had a few procedures, more scans, and more in-depth look at my abdomen to see what stage I was in. So everything just was, like I said, I was all over the place mentally. I'm a very strong person in general, but like I said, I was just all over the place. So many thoughts run through your mind when you're diagnosed with, especially somebody give you some bad news or bad news, with the diagnosis, that's something that could potentially threaten your life. So fast forwarding, got the port put in, started chemo. My chemo treatments were 24-hour treatments. I was on one of the hardest chemo regimens out there. I was at the doctor's office for about 6 to 8 hours on a Monday, and I came home with a fanny pack attached to me, which distributed the medicine to me throughout the night. And then I came back to the office on a Tuesday. It was removed, and then I had another medication attached to my arm, which injected into my system, was injected into my system 7 p.m. that next evening. And then I went back into the hospital. I went back to the doctor's office on Wednesday. No. Sorry, we removed that ourselves once the medication was injected. It would beep and let you know when it was done. So once it was removed, I went back to the doctor's office that Wednesday or Thursday to get fluids. Now at this time, I was well over 200 pounds. And like I said, I lost 40 to 50 pounds, 30 to 50 pounds, I should say, during this time, because I wasn't eating, I couldn't eat, and just going through all of that. So I had, like I said, 4 rounds of chemo. I was told that it would be recommended that I remove my stomach because stomach cancer is the worst type of cancer. It's a silent cancer. So, they didn't want it to, they said it didn't penetrate any of my lymph nodes, so it was just in the stomach. So, it would be best to just remove all of the stomach, not part of it, because they don't want something to, didn't want to remove part of the stomach, and then it was some cancer cells still there laying dormant, and it can resurface again. So in September of 2020, I had my stomach removed, and that was hard. Like I said, I'm a single mom. I have 3 children at home. My niece decided to move back up north, so it was just us. And my 18-year-old son really stepped up to the plate, and he really helped out. Not helped out, he really just, stepped up and did what he needed to do to support and help his mother and his sisters. And all while we going through COVID, all while they're being homeschooled, it was crazy in here. So then after the stomach removal, I had to have 4 more chemo treatments. It was suggested just to make sure everything was out, didn't penetrate any of my lymph nodes, and just to make sure we was all good. So after going through recovery, and that was really hard, I had a feeding tube. That was crazy. The feeding tube, having to be hooked up daily to this thing to get nutrients in my system. I got an infection. It was just crazy. Nasty. Just, I guess no words to describe what was going on. So then after all that, we transitioned well. I started to get better, and then I was in full remission. So of course, the excitement was real. They just said, I just gotta work on me. By this time, I lost well over 100 pounds, and as you can see, I'm much smaller. Well, you don't know how I used to look. I'll post pictures and things of that nature so you guys can see. But yeah, I lost well over 100 pounds. So I'm in full remission, doing well. I started my small business in February of 2020. All while going through this, I still was loyal to my business. I didn't let it stop me. That's actually one of the things that kept me going, as well as the will to fight, to live, to be here for my children. I was willing to do whatever was necessary to increase my life expectancy, so I can be here with them, because it's only me, and who else gonna take care of your children better than you? So I told God, just please, whatever I needed to do to increase my life expectancy, I'm willing to do, whether that being me not having no stomach, me having to drink shakes for the rest of my life. I just didn't care, whatever needed to be done. So with that being said, everything was going well. Sorry, I tend to forget things. That's one of the side effects of chemo. You get chemo brain, and you have all these moments where you just black out and forget stuff. So I'm sorry, please excuse me. Yeah, doing well. And then in May of this year, I started to feel bad again. I was in more pain than usual, so I went back to the doctor and, let them know, like, I was experiencing a lot of pain again, nauseated and vomiting, which I had sporadically, but it wasn't nothing like this. So I was going up to New Jersey for a family event, and I could not make the drive. It took me 2 days to get to New Jersey because I was in so much pain and just going through it. So once I got there, I was stuck. I was in New Jersey for about 3 weeks because I was experiencing all of this pain and stuff. And I called my doctor. I had medication called in up there. And when I finally made it back to Georgia, immediately went to the doctor, had a few CT scans, and they were saying that it was some thickening in my digestive tract, and what was it? I had bowel obstruction. That's what they were telling me. So I was being treated for that. They actually wanted to know if they had to go in and clip it to relieve it because I was having so much pain and so much other issues. So then I had another CT scan, and that CT scan, when it came back, they said that they believe that the cancer has come back. That's why the thickening was there. Like, it was so thick that I can actually feel it on, on my stomach, around my navel. I can actually pick it up. That's how thick it was, on my stomach. So, of course, I freaked out. I was upset. I said, you told me, if I remove my stomach, you told me that, everything would be, better. This was over. I would be in remission. I just would need to be monitored every 6 months to a year. So here we are again. So like I said, it took me a minute to process it. I processed it, and I said, okay, God, I'm ready. I put on my suit of armor, and we're going to fight this thing again. And so immediately I had to have my port put back in, and I had to start chemo treatment again. And this is all within the last 40 days from me speaking to you today. I have chemo treatments every 3 weeks, and it's not as hard as the first one. So it's just a day of chemo treatment, and then I take chemo medication by mouth daily for 14 days, and then I'm off of it for a week. So we're going to do that. I'm going to have another CT scan next week, and then we will go from there to know the plan of action. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to start a YouTube channel, because to bring awareness to this type of cancer, and also to just document my journey on my road to remission, because I will go into remission again. I'm very positive, very headstrong, and I have a strong will to live. I have a lot to live for. And so I said, let's start this YouTube channel and bring you guys on my journey with me to my road to remission. I'm going to have fun and just live my life out loud now, because before I was very shy. I'm very talkative, of course, around my family, and act a fool and play around, but for the most part I was really shy. But I said, you know what, let's change that, because there is somebody out there who's going through the very same thing, whether it may be an ailment that you're going through, mentally, physically, or emotionally. And everybody needs a support system. Everybody needs a safe place where they feel like they can come to, and some people don't have a support system. It's very important to have a support system when you are going through trying times in your life. And I'm grateful for the support system that I have. This is hard, but anything worth having is hard. So I'm going to fight, and that's exactly what I am doing. So on a daily basis, I read my book. I showed you guys this in an earlier video when I made the shake. But this is a very good book. It is really, really helping me as far as staying positive, bringing me encouragement, and just, it's very inspiring. His story is very inspiring. Also, I have this book here, to help me know foods that help you fight cancer. So that's why I decided to do the Cooking with a Purpose videos, where I make a meal using ingredients that helps to kill cancer cells. And I'll be doing some other videos, but that's what I came up with as of now. And like I said, just to have fun and bring you guys on this journey with me, because it definitely is a roller coaster. And I'm very grateful for just having the positive attitude that I have, because without that, it would be even harder. Without me believing and having faith in God that I will go into remission. I am already in remission, because you speak life out your mouth. So I'm a firm believer in that, and I'm already in remission. Yeah, I'm already in remission. So I don't want nobody feeling sorry for me. All I want is prayers and positivity. That's it. Because that's what works best. Ain't no need for no crying. No need at all. At first, if you need to process that, okay. But after this process, let's just stay positive about this thing. So that is my reasoning for being here with you guys in the YouTube world. And please forgive me for any video etiquette I may not have. This is all very new to me. Posting and everything. I didn't even realize how much you say, You see that? You realize stuff when you're talking. when you talking, you start to realize things about yourself. Yeah, but I didn't realize to say so much. But anyway, there it is again. But anyway, like I said, this is my journey and my road to remission. So I want you guys to come along with me and help me get through this. And by helping me, I will help you. If anybody needs any type of, so let's support one another, help each other out. So with that being said, that is my story, and that's that. I'm about to get out of here. I'm in my she shed / workspace outside. It's really cold out here. I'm still in the process of getting installation and walls, sheetrock put up. But I will come back and make another video giving you information on my small business and what it is that I do exactly. And but like I said, I just wanted to make this video to give you more insight about who Shamilia West is. So remember to like, subscribe, and share. And I will get with you fine people tomorrow. We're gonna make another shake, and I'll let you know whether or not I finished the one I made today. But you guys have a lovely evening, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.